The tweet posted at 9:47 a.m. on Christmas Day. Elon Musk's account. 140 characters that would detonate British politics. Why is Keir Starmer so reluctant to investigate grooming gangs? As DPP, he blocked prosecutions. What's he hiding? Within minutes, it had 10 million views. Within an hour, 50 million. By evening, 200 million people had seen it, and Keir Starmer's government started collapsing in real time because Musk hadn't just asked a question. He detonated a bomb that Starmer had spent 15 years trying to bury. Imagine this, you're the prime minister. It's Christmas morning. You're with family, phone off, trying to enjoy one peaceful day. Then your phone explodes. 50 missed calls, 100 texts, all saying the same thing. Musk just destroyed you. That was Keir Starmer's Christmas 2025. But before we understand the devastation, we need to understand the history, the scandal, the cover-up, the 15-year conspiracy of silence. Because this story doesn't start with Musk's tweet. It starts in Rotherham, Rochdale, Telford, British towns where something unspeakable was happening. 2008 to 2013. Keir Starmer was Director of Public Prosecutions, Britain's top prosecutor, the person who decided which cases went to trial. During those years, reports flooded in. Police investigations, social services alerts, victims coming forward, organized grooming gangs, predominantly Pakistani men, targeting white working class girls, systematic abuse, thousands of victims. The evidence was overwhelming. The pattern was clear. Prosecutions should have followed. They didn't. Case after case was dropped. Files went missing, investigations stalled, victims were ignored, and Keir Starmer was the man ultimately responsible for those decisions. For 15 years, he's denied it, deflected it, blamed police, blamed social services, blamed anyone except himself. Then Elon Musk posted one tweet, and the whole lie started crumbling. How did Musk even know about this? December 20th, 2025, 6 days before the tweet. Musk had been reading about British politics, Reform UK rising, Labour falling, Nigel Farage gaining momentum. Someone sent him a thread. Detailed research, documenting Starmer's time as DPP, the grooming gang cases, the dropped prosecutions. Musk started digging, asked his team to investigate. They found court records, CPS documents, victim testimonies, all pointing to the same conclusion. During Starmer's tenure, the Crown Prosecution Service systematically failed to prosecute grooming gang cases despite overwhelming evidence. Musk was genuinely shocked. How is this guy prime minister? His team warned him, if you tweet about this, it'll be nuclear. British establishment will come after you. Musk's response, good, they should be held accountable. December 25th, Christmas morning. Musk posted a tweet. Not from Tesla account, not from corporate PR, from his personal account. 200 million followers, direct accusation. Simple question, devastating implication. Within seconds, it was everywhere. British media went into meltdown. Not because they wanted to cover it, because they couldn't ignore it anymore. For years, mainstream British media had avoided this story. Too sensitive, too politically toxic, too likely to be called racist. But when the world's richest man with 200 million followers asked the question publicly, you can't bury it anymore. Starmer's team saw the tweet at 10:03 a.m. Emergency calls started immediately. Crisis meeting, Christmas Day, senior advisors, communications team, legal counsel. The question, how do we respond? Option 1, ignore it. Don't engage with Musk. Hope it blows over. Option 2, aggressive denial. Call Musk a liar. Threaten legal action. Option 3, defensive explanation. Claim CPS decisions were complex and Starmer wasn't personally involved. They chose option 3, mistake. By 2 p.m., Downing Street released statement. During his time as DPP, Sir Keir Starmer was not involved in individual case decisions. The CPS operates independently. These matters were handled by regional prosecutors. Technically true, completely unconvincing, because everyone knew the DPP sets prosecution policy. The DPP creates the culture. The DPP is ultimately accountable. Musk responded within an hour. So you're saying you were in charge but not responsible? That's not how leadership works. 50 million more views. Then Musk did something Starmer didn't expect. He started posting documents, court records showing CPS declined to prosecute cases with strong evidence. internal emails discussing community relations concerns, policy documents about sensitivity in certain communities, all from Starmer's tenure as DPP, all showing a pattern. When grooming gang cases involved Pakistani men, prosecutions were quietly dropped to avoid inflaming racial tensions. Musk captioned the documents, "This is institutional betrayal of victims for political correctness. Unacceptable. 100 million views. December 26th, Boxing Day." The story was dominating everything, not just Twitter, television, newspapers, radio, every platform. Victims started speaking out, women who tried reporting abuse during Starmer's DPP years, women who'd been ignored. One woman, now in her 30s, gave interview. "I was 14. I told police what was happening. They took a statement, then nothing. The case was dropped, no explanation. I thought it was my fault. Now I know they chose not to prosecute because it was politically inconvenient." Her interview went viral, 20 million views. Starmer tried damage control, called press conference, read prepared statement. I want to be absolutely clear. During my time as DPP, we prosecuted many serious cases, including organized abuse. Suggestions that we avoided prosecuting grooming gangs are false and motivated by people with political agendas. Journalists ask the obvious question. But Mr. Musk has posted CPS documents showing cases were dropped. How do you explain that? Starmer. Individual case decisions are complex. I cannot comment on specific cases. But you were in charge. Are you saying you were unaware of the pattern? I was aware of all major case categories. Decisions were made based on evidence and public interest. So you knew these cases were being dropped. I knew that some cases did not proceed to prosecution. Why not? Because prosecutors determined the evidence threshold was not met. But the documents Musk posted show strong evidence in many cases. Starmer getting frustrated. I'm not going to debate individual cases based on partial documents posted by someone with no understanding of British legal system. Wrong answer. Made him look defensive. Made him look like he was hiding something. Musk watched the press conference live, tweeted immediately. He's not denying it. He's just saying it's complicated. It's not complicated. You either prosecute child abusers or you don't. 80 million views, December 27th, 3 days after the original tweet. The scandal was metastasizing. More victims coming forward. More court documents surfacing. More evidence of systematic failure during Starmer's tenure. Then Musk posted the Bombshell, a leaked internal CPS memo from 2011, marked confidential. Discussing grooming gang prosecutions. The memo explicitly stated, given the sensitive nature of these cases and the potential for community tensions, we should exercise extreme caution before proceeding with prosecutions that might be perceived as targeting specific ethnic communities. It was signed by a senior CPS official during Starmer's watch. Proof, documentary proof, that the CPS under Starmer had considered ethnic sensitivities when deciding whether to prosecute child abuse. Musk's caption, they literally put community tensions above protecting children. This is evil. The memo went nuclear. Every news organization had to cover it. The evidence was undeniable. Labor MPs started panicking. Some publicly defended Starmer, others stayed silent. A few quietly expressed concerns to journalists. One Labor MP speaking anonymously, "This is catastrophic." If we knew CPS was declining prosecutions for political reasons and Starmer was in charge, how do we defend that? December 28th, Starmer tried shifting blame, gave interview claiming. These were operational decisions made by regional prosecutors. I set overall policy, but did not micromanage individual cases. Musk responded, leaders are responsible for culture and outcomes. You created a culture where prosecutors fear being called racist more than they cared about protecting children. Own it. Then Musk did something unexpected. He offered to fund a private inquiry. Since the UK government won't investigate properly, I'll fund an independent investigation into CPS decisions during Starmer's tenure. Full transparency. All documents public. Victims' voices heard. Let's find out exactly what happened. He pledged £10 million. Within hours, victims' groups accepted. The private inquiry would proceed, with or without government cooperation. Starmer was trapped. Refuse to cooperate, look guilty. Cooperate, risk more damaging revelations. December 29th. Public opinion polls showed catastrophic damage. Do you believe Keir Starmer adequately addressed grooming gang cases as DPP? No, 67%. Yes, 18%. Should there be a full public inquiry into CPS decisions 2008 to 2013? Yes, 7 to 8%. No, 12%. Has this scandal changed your view of Starmer? Yes, more negative, 61%. No change, 31%. His approval rating crashed from 38% to 23% in 4 days, lowest ever recorded for sitting prime minister. December 30th, conservative opposition called emergency parliamentary debate. Motion. This House calls for full public inquiry into Crown Prosecution Service decisions regarding grooming gang cases between 2008 and 2013. Labor MPs faced impossible choice. Vote against, look like they're protecting Starmer and betraying victims. Vote for condemn their own prime minister. Debate was brutal. Conservative after conservative stood up with specific cases from Starmer's tenure, names, dates, evidence presented, cases dropped. Starmer sat on front bench, stone-faced, as his record was systematically destroyed. The vote came. Motion passed 342 to 287. 53 Labor MPs either voted for the inquiry or abstained. His own party was abandoning him, December 31st, New Year's Eve, 1 week since Musk's original tweet. Starmer's government was in complete crisis, ministers resigning, MPs demanding he step down, public trust obliterated, all because of one tweet, one question, one man with a massive platform who decided to ask what British media had been too afraid to ask for 15 years. Musk wasn't done. Posted New Year's Eve message to the survivors of grooming gangs who were failed by people like Keir Starmer. I believe you. The world is listening now. Justice is coming. 150 million views. January 1st, 2026. New Year's Day. Traditionally a day for fresh starts, not for Keir Starmer. He woke to news that 3 more cabinet ministers had resigned overnight, all citing loss of confidence in the prime minister's leadership. His chief of staff delivered the message, you need to consider your position. The party can't sustain this. You're becoming the story, the scandal, the liability. Starmer asked, how do we get here? Elon Musk asked a question you couldn't answer. That was the truth. One question, one tweet. One Christmas Day post that exposed 15 years of institutional failure and political cowardice. January 2nd, emergency cabinet meeting. Starmer's remaining ministers told him bluntly, you have to resign or we'll force a confidence vote. He had no options left. January 3rd, 11 a.m. Downing Street. Cameras waiting. Starmer emerged. Read brief statement. I have today informed His Majesty the King that I am resigning as Prime Minister. I believe it is in the best interest of the country and the Labour Party that new leadership takes forward our agenda. He didn't mention Musk, didn't mention grooming gangs, didn't apologize to victims, just resigned and walked away. Musk watched the resignation live, posted immediately, accountability matters, leaders who fail children should not lead nations, UK deserves better. The tweet that destroyed a government, the question that couldn't be answered, the scandal that finally caught up. Keir Starmer had spent 15 years running from his record as DPP, 15 years deflecting, 15 years hoping no one would look too closely. Then the richest man in the world decided to look, posted what he found, asked one simple question, and everything collapsed. The cameras turned to Twitter Musk's timeline, 200 million followers, still posting about grooming gangs and demanding justice. The cameras turned to Downing Street empty now, Starmer gone. His career ended by one Christmas Day tweet. 2 men, 1 platform, total destruction. Musk asked a question. Starmer had no answer. Victims finally heard. Justice finally possible. And British politics? Changed forever by 140 characters. The tweet that destroyed a prime minister, posted Christmas morning, ended a career by New Year's. Welcome to the age where no one is too powerful to be held accountable, not even prime ministers.